Nabiullahi Dawood asked Jibreel. Nabiullahi Dawood asked what? Jibreel. He said to him, when is the time when Allah is most forgiving for a person's sins? When is the best time to ask for forgiveness? And Jibreel said, I don't know. But one thing I do know, that in the last third of the night, bil ashar, Allah's throne moves. Allah's throne moves. So maybe it's wise to ask Allah for forgiveness at that time, he said. Some of you might say today, I got a job. How can I reconcile between my job and seeking Islamic knowledge and learning? Do you not know the same thing happened to Imam Ahmad rahimahullah? Imam Ahmad's father died when he was very young, and his mother only had him as a son to look after his family's, his mother. And Ahmad saw it upon himself to what? To provide for his mother and also to seek Islamic knowledge. Both. Go read how he can reconcile between it. Humbling yourself at night. Even if it's not Qiyamul Layl, but Allah praised those people who beg their Lord at night. Allah said, وَبِالْأَسْحَارِ هُمْ يَسْتَغْفِرُونَ. At midnight, they are asking their Lord for forgiveness. In another ayah, Allah says, وَالْمُسْتَغْفِرِينَ بِالْأَسْحَارِ. Asking forgiveness to Allah in the night, in the middle of the night. Begging Allah. There was an athar that Ibn al-Qayyim mentioned, and Ibn Abi Dunya also mentioned. It's just a statement, it's a side benefit. That Nabiullahi Dawood asked Jibreel. Nabiullahi Dawood asked what? Jibreel. He said to him, when is the time when Allah is most forgiving for a person's sins? When is the best time to ask for forgiveness? And Jibreel said, I don't know. But one thing I do know, that in the last third of the night, bil ashar, Allah's throne moves. Allah's throne moves. So maybe it's wise to ask Allah for forgiveness at that time, he said. Another point that I want to mention after those 5 extra ones that I want to mention, 2 more, and I'll conclude with that, inshallah ta'ala. That is, one of the things that soften the heart is giving rizq and helping the masakeen, the people in need. Helping the people in need softens the heart and it cures the illness of the heart. And also, taking good care of the orphans. Al-Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, he narrated in his Musnad on the authority of Abu Hurairah, أَنَّ رَجُلًا شَكَّى إِلَى رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. A man came to the Prophet and he complained. He complained from what? قَسْوَةَ قَلْبِهِ. He said, my heart is darkened and it's a dull heart. I'm suffering from قَسْوَةُ الْقَلْبِ. A man saying this to the Prophet. Then the Prophet said to the man, إِنْ أَرَدْتَ أَنْ يَلِينَ قَلْبَكَ. إِنْ أَرَدْتَ أَنْ يَلِينَ قَلْبُكَ. If you want your heart to be soft, and if you want your heart softened, فَأَطْعِمِ الْمِسْكِينَ. Give to the miskeen, the needy, the poor one, give to him. وَامْسَحْ بِرَأْسِ الْيَتِيمِ. And run your hands through the hair of the orphan. Meaning be gentle and soft to the orphan. Be gentle to the orphan. And some people are very cruel to the orphans. Whether it be an orphan they took from someone else, they are cruel to the child. Allah says in the Quran, وَلْيَخْشَى الَّذِينَ لَوْ تَرَكُوا مِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ ذُرِّيَّةً ضِعَافًا. Let the ones who are looking after the orphans fear Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. That remember, it could be possible that one day you don't have the chance to live to see your children grow and you pass away. And your children become orphans. Your children become what? Your children become orphans. How would you want then your children to be dealt with? A man came to Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal and he asked him, he said, كَيْفَ يَرِقُّ قَلْبِي. How can my heart become soft? A man came to Imam Ahmad and he asked him the same question. And Imam Ahmad said to him, أُدْخُلِ الْمَقْبَرَةَ. Go to the graveyards. وَامْسَحْ رَأْسَ الْيَتِيمِ. And run your hands through the hair of the orphan. And this is, of course, a reflection of being kind and caring and good to the orphan. go to the graveyards. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, كُنْتُ نَهَيْتُكُمْ عَنْ زِيَارَةِ الْقُبُورِ, I used to prohibit you from visiting the graves. I used to say to you, don't go to the graves. كُنْتُ نَهَيْتُكُمْ عَنْ زِيَارَةِ الْقُبُورِ فَزُورُوهَا, go and visit the graves. فَإِنَّهَا تُرَقِّي الْقَلْبَ وَتُدْبِعُ الْعَيْنَ وَتُذَكِّرُ بِالْآخِرَةِ, because it softens the hearts. It makes the eyes water and it reminds you of the hereafter. ولذلك there was a great imam by the name of Rabi' ibn Khuthaym rahimahullah, Abu Yazid, Abu Zayd rahimahullah. Rabi' ibn Khuthaym, by the way, is the man that Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said to him. He said, لو رآك رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لأحبك. If the Prophet of Allah was to see you, he would have loved you. To Rabi' ibn Khuthaym, he's a tabi'i. He said, if the Prophet saw you, he would have loved you. How great this man was. Rabi' ibn Khuthaym, he would go to the grave, and he would go to the grave of people he knew, and he would call them out. And when they don't respond, he'll say, I wish I knew what you did and what is being done to you. And then he cries. He used to cry. ولذلك الإمام أحمد رحمه الله also mentioned another thing that also softens the heart and also makes a person's heart become soft, and that is aklul halal, eating halal. Yahya al-Jalla and Umar ibn Salih al-Tartusi, they both came to Umar Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Who did they come to? Ahmad ibn Hanbal. And when they came to Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, they said to him, Imam, what can soften one's heart? And then Imam Ahmad said, aklul halal, eat halal. Stay away from haram money, haram income, stay away from it. When they asked him that, they went to another Imam whose name was Abdul Wahhab ibn al-Warraq. And they went and they asked the same question to him. And then he said, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ, in the remembrance of Allah, the heart softened, and the heart trembles and finds tranquility. And then they said to him, but Abdul Wahhab, we asked Ahmad ibn Hanbal the same question, and he said, the minute they said Ahmad ibn Hanbal, we asked him the question, Abdul Wahhab ibn al-Warraq, ihmarrat wajhuhu, his face became red out of happiness to want to hear what Ahmad said. He said, ماذا قال أحمد? ماذا قال? What did Ahmad ibn Hanbal say? Again, this was the respect that the scholars had for each other and the admiration and how they admired one another. And he said, Ahmad said, aklul halal. He said, Ahmad said, eating halal. And then he said, Wallahi, he's right. Wallahi, he's right. Wallahi, he's right. So, ya ikhwah, all of those things that we mentioned today, and many more things, they soften the heart and they make your heart become qalb, which is salim, a pure heart. And once your qalb becomes salim, ya ikhwah, actions become easy for you. Enthusiasm, the energy that you come with, the commitment. Oh, I need to go home, I need to sleep. Oh, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. All of that will die. ولذلك the scholars, they used to say, anyone whose heart is alive and has high aspiration, may Allah have mercy on his body. Why? Because the body will not be able to keep up with what this heart is producing. The energy, the fuel, the power, the engine that's on this heart is so strong that the body gets tired, but the heart is not, it's still awake. It's what? It's still awake. And this is what it really is. Some people, they make excuses for themselves. Well, I haven't got enough sleep, and I never ate well today. Wallahi, these issues are happening in my life, that's what's making me like this. The truth is, you are a person whose heart is tainted. And if you don't admit to that first, you won't rectify the problem at hand. You won't. And that's where it comes from. لأن the early scholars, if you read their biography, what you find from them is, whenever khair is mentioned, They stood up. And what did they say? Now, okay, let's go. Like Ibn Abi Hatim, rahimahullah. Look at Ibn Abi Hatim, the great scholar. He said, we traveled to seek knowledge. We walked distance that our urine turned into blood. Urine turned into what? Blood. How could that happen? Because of the heat that they're in. No air condition, of course. They're walking in the sun from one place to another. And one of the stories that was mentioned in their life was Abu Hatim al-Razi said, it's a long story, I don't want to go into it now, but in the story it was mentioned that they had a halaqa, a dars, a lesson. And the shaykh didn't come for one reason or another. And so they went out because they haven't eaten for the whole entire day. So they went out to get themselves a fish to eat it. And so when they got themselves the fish, it took them a while to get the fish. They were informed that the teacher made it and that the teacher's here. They left the fish for another day for them to finish the halaqah. Are we all together, brothers? These are the great imams and how they were like and how enthusiastic they were. All of this is because of they cleansed their hearts. They cleaned their hearts. Are we all together? They cleaned their hearts. Some of you might say today, I got a job. How can I reconcile between my job and seeking Islamic knowledge and learning? Do you not know the same thing happened to Al-Imam Ahmad rahimahullah? Al-Imam Ahmad's father died when he was very young, and his mother only had him as a son to look after his family's, his mother. And Ahmad saw it upon himself to what? To provide for his mother and also to seek Islamic knowledge. Both. Go read how he can reconcile between it. How he did it. It's all about discipline and the heart of the person. And does this Islamic knowledge mean anything to you, aslan? Does it really mean something to you? Are you really in love of this deen? Then if you are, you will find it in your heart a way to squeeze it in.